What's going on, y'all? It's the Almighty Oak, and today I'm going to be showing y'all a solo build for the 7-star Garchomp raid. Now this build is if you're really just trying to farm the raid drops, because it does take a little bit of legwork to set up. You have to lock in one of two sets of ally Pokemon, either a Gardevoir and 2 Intimidators, or all 3 Intimidators. If you lock in those ally Pokemon, you'll be able to defeat the raid with about 40 to 50% of the time still on the clock. So it's a good way to farm, but it does take a little bit of work. For this build, we're going to be using a Hydrapple at level 100 and Hyper Train. The Tera type is going to be Grass. The held item will be Covert Cloak to keep you from getting burned or poisoned by Garchomp's Poison Jab or Fire Fang. The moves are going to be Giga Drain. Make sure you max out the power points in Giga Drain. Nasty Plot to help boost your special attack quickly. Grassy Terrain to boost your grass attacks and to give you a little bit of HP while you're setting up, and Tera Blast as a finishing move. You don't have to use Tera Blast, you can use Giga Drain, but I found a little bit more consistency in using Tera Blast, and I'll explain later in the video why. The EVs, you want to max out special attack and defense and put the remaining EVs in HP. You also want a Modest Nature to boost the special attack just a little bit more. The ability in this raid doesn't matter. Supersweet Syrup drops the evasiveness by 1, but as soon as Garchomp resets his stats, that's out the window, so the ability doesn't matter in this raid. Let's go ahead and jump into the raid. One of the things that you want to look out for during this raid is going to be your health while you're setting up. You really don't want to be under 2/3 of your health before you're done setting up. In this instance, we're going to be doing 3 nasty plots to start off so that we can raise our special attack to +6. If Garchomp hits you with the critical hit before you've done all 3 nasty plots, go ahead and use a Giga Drain after the second. That way you can do the 3rd nasty plot with good health comfortably. Having Gardevoir is good because it'll tend to use Life Dew, and then having the 3 Intimidators is also good because Garchomp's initial attacks don't really tend to do that much damage, so you'll still be in a good spot. Garchomp will start off the raid with a Breaking Swipe, and his shield will activate either at 95% HP or 90% of the time remaining. There's also benefits with having Staraptor and Arcanine as the other 2 allied Pokemon. Staraptor and Arcanine both have the ability to Intimidate, which will lower the attack by 1 stage. Staraptor will tend to use Feather Dance, which will lower the attack by 2 stages, which comes in handy towards the end of the raid after you break his shield. And Arcanine uses Flamethrower, which occasionally will burn Garchomp and will cut his attack in half, which comes in handy at any point in time in the raid. Once you've done the 3 nasty plots, you're going to want to do 3 Giga Drains. This will help you charge up your Tera Crystal, and having a +6 in special attack will help you regain quite a bit of health. This will keep you around max health while you try to break his shield. Once your Tera Crystal is fully charged, you're going to want to go ahead and terrestrialize with Giga Drain. This will bring you really close to breaking Garchomp's shield, and if you're really lucky, your allied Pokemon will actually break his shield, which will make your second attack deal even more damage. But typically, you'll be left with what's shown in this video. Before you break your shield, you're going to want to use Grassy Terrain. This will help make your next Giga Drain deal more damage, and it'll help you get a little bit of extra HP while you're setting up for the second time. To set up for the second time, you're going to want to use 2 Nasty Blocks. That'll bring your special attack to a +4, and then you're going to want to follow that with a Giga Drain, which will still be under the same Grassy Terrain, which will just help deal more damage. Towards the end of the raid, you can play around with the sequence of moves that you want to use to defeat Garchomp, but you got to keep your speed in mind. You can try to set up a 3rd Nasty Plot or another Grassy Terrain to deal more damage, but you'll probably get hit 2 to 3 times before you can even land an attack, which will give Garchomp just that much more of an opportunity to land a critical hit on you and knock you out. What worked for me was 2 Nasty Plots, 2 Giga Drains, and a Tera Blast to knock him out. This is also where you can keep using Giga Drain. The amount of health that Garchomp has towards the end kind of varies depending on how much damage was dealt during the raid. I found it more consistent to use Tera Blast because even with that, sometimes it'll be left with a sliver of HP left, which your allied Pokemon more than likely will take care of, or just one more attack and you'll be knocked out. Like I said in the beginning of the video, this does take a little bit of work to set up because you got to keep resetting until you get those 3 allied Pokemon, but it's a really good way to farm these raid drops solo. It's a good thing that they added the mouse outbreak events alongside this Terra event, that way you can shiny hunt and farm some Mysticas after this event is over. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful. Enjoy and have fun.